I can't begin to explain this enough. Corporations do not care. They only care about profit. If they think being woke is going to sell jeans, they're going to do the same ad, but with a black person. And then they're going to make the right wing go crazy. Okay. Which, by the way, I brought this up on the podcast Patreon episode as well. I was like, imagine if this was not Sydney Sweeney, but a black person, a black woman saying, these are my superior genes. What do you think the right wing reaction would be? Oh, okay. We got to do the Sydney Sweeney. There's Sydney Sweeney updates. Ladies and gentlemen, my genes are so superior. Sydney Sweeney, as you guys know, did an American Eagle ad. Okay. And you're not ready. You are not ready for what has happened since then. Number one, she did the Nazi Eagle ad, right? A double entendre, a pun for superior genes, whatever. People got real mad. Not that there's anything, going on. Not that there's any sort of momentum on that side. Okay. I think it's more so indicative of the time that we're in, that corporations are like feeling, the corporations are just feeling comfortable with like making double entendres such as this one. Right. Having said that, Republicans love the message. Okay. Republicans love the message. And there's one Republican who really loved the message.
By the way, the Sydney Sweeney controversy can't get enough of this either. I mean, the jeans ad, I mean, it's all over the place. You'll remember this ad of everybody talking.
You said Twitch is going to be next? Brother, what are you talking about? Twitch is already there. Look at the environment. Look at the environment of political discourse on this platform. I was talking to a couple friends about this. Like, in 2020 and onward, for quite a long time, a lot of you guys, a lot of liberals, maybe even liberals who didn't like me, enjoyed a very different platform. When I was the top political content creator on this platform, and I know this is going to get clipped and posted everywhere to be like, he's so mad, he's so sad or whatever. But when I was the top political content creator on the platform, I think that the platform and the environment overall was like way more progressive. People were literally, because most people only care about trends, like most content creators only care about politics as a trend or a meta. They don't necessarily care about like the actual impact. They don't have like any sort of discernible ideology, or even those who do have one don't actually let their opinions be known unless it's like allowed, right? Unless the permission structure allows them. Back then, XQC was posting about Black Lives Matter in all caps, being like, hell yeah. Aiden Ross was posting about Black Lives Matter. There was an environment of fear amongst content creators as well, that like they would get quote unquote canceled, or they had to be brand safe. Okay. And even my liberal haters, okay, would probably go back to that environment if they had if they had the opportunity. It's over at this point. The permission structure has shifted so dramatically that people are terrified. People are terrified of saying anything that steps out of line with right-wing content creators. And there's almost like a reverse cancel culture, but this time it's a much more violent cancel culture, right? Because it's not just like, oh, you lose your brand deals if you're progressive. You get doxxed and harassed by some of the worst right-wing monsters and their audiences that are excited. They're salivating at the prospect of having someone else in their crosshairs. Okay? That has made it so that many people who are progressive themselves, like content creators who are progressive themselves, have just shut the up out of fear that they will get retaliated on if they dare to invoke the name of Asmongold or Aiden Ross or even Ethan Klein or any number of different people. This has made the audiences think that right-wing content and right-wing commentary is the popular commentary. It has made people assume that this is actually the cool thing. That permission structure is devastating. It's dangerous. It is rotting the brains of an entire generation, from Kick to Twitter, all the way to Twitch. Okay? I've said this before. Some of the liberals wanted to attack the left so hard, and attack myself and other leftist content creators so hard, and disparage them and lie about them and actively put the beat on them, that they played a role in this environment. They played a role in right-wingers gaining prominence. And now you got Republican comms directors in Nebraska throwing up Sig Heils and shit, And now you got now you got my jeans are superior ads, and mainstream culture has shifted, swung dramatically in the direction of like open right-wing sentiment, so much so that they can just like meme about it.
I don't know, accusing the company American Eagle as being racist and all of the above. Well, President Trump is reacting to reports now that she is a registered Republican. Listen.
She's a registered Republican? Oh, now I love her ad. Is that right? Is Sydney?
Oh, now I love her ad. Bro, didn't you tell everyone you didn't care about the ad? Yes, I don't. Because the ad itself is not going to make people go, oh my God, I love white supremacy. I love eugenics. The ad itself is more devastating when you think about the environment for major corporations. A couple of years back, no corporation would ever dare to entertain a double entendre about like superior jeans with like a blonde woman with blue eyes. Okay. Now they're just swinging from the fences because they know that this kind of back and forth, this kind of discourse helps them overall. And now you even got the president leaning into it.
Sweeney, you'd be surprised at how many people are Republicans. That's what I wouldn't have known, but I'm glad you told me that. If Sydney Sweeney is a registered Republican, I think her ad is fantastic.
So do you think she gets an invite to the White House out of that?
There you go.
In true Trump fashion. Look, this didn't even have to be a story. You had two competitors going at it. You had the American Eagle with Sweeney on the cover and Beyonce, who has taken over Levi's as well. And both of them are beautiful women. And people were buying both of them. They have turned this into some type of scandal. It didn't have to be that way. The woman wasn't even talking about her politics. Now we're going and looking at her voter history. She was a private person. I mean, I just think it's a little bit ridiculous, but I think it's great for American Eagle because now their value is going to go up all because of the outrage. Now Republicans are.
Dude, this man has one of the worst jobs on the planet. It is crazy. It is crazy that he just like has to sit there and just be like, yeah, I mean, white jeans are superior. What's the problem? Literally every day of the week, dude. He just has to sit there and just be like, yeah, white is right. I'm so confused as to why people are even making a statement about this. Did she really kill woke by showing chest? No, that was a meme. Nobody gave a f that Sydney Sweeney's titties looked great, okay? That wasn't like a real thing. People were just like joking off of that. This is a little bit different than that. You know what I mean? Like right-wingers were like, Sydney Sweeney killed woke by showing her tits. And of course, like leftists and liberals alike were just like making fun of that because they were like, everybody loves tits, shut the f up. No one cared. But this is a little bit different because this is like a major, I mean, this is an American company just being like, doing a meme about white supremacy, you know, and eugenics. So I don't think the ad itself is like actually making people realize that white is right or anything, but I think, like I said, it's more so a symptom of the times. It's like indicative of where we're at as a society, that corporations that used to try to like be fake woke are now going to be like fake right wing because ultimately they don't give a shit. They only care about profit.
Are going to be buying American Eagle.
And of course, Democrat politicians took the bait and decided to weigh in and get all upset about it. And Vice President J.D. Vance had some advice for them on it.
Political advice to the Democrats is continue to tell everybody who thinks Sydney Sweeney is attractive is a Nazi. that appears to be their actual strategy. I mean, it actually reveals something pretty interesting about the Dems, though, which is that you have like a normal, all-American, beautiful girl doing like a.
I will say this. I think the Republican politicians like actively talking about how hot Sydney Sweeney is so gross, and it's going to backfire. Because like Ted Cruz was posting about it. He's like, Sydney Sweeney is a looker. She's got titties for days. It's like, dude, you're like 68 years old. And you liked porn on 9/11. Famously. You liked cuck porn on 9/11. I remember, okay? Pepperidge Farms remembers. Calm the f down, man. Yeah, he did. You guys don't remember Ted Cruz? I need to know what to think of this. What? No. What? Her jeans, her story. We'll continue to celebrate how everyone wears their AA jeans with confidence. No, dude. I don't think this is a reach. Oh God, they're just rubbing it in our faces at this point. I think this is 88 characters total and 14 words, but I think it's a reach.
Normal jeans ad, right? They're trying to sell jeans to kids in America, and they have managed to so unhinge themselves over this thing. And it's like, you guys, did you learn nothing from the November 2024 election? Like, I actually thought that one of the lessons they might take is we're going to be less crazy. The lesson they have apparently taken is we're going to attack people as Nazis for thinking Sydney Sweeney is beautiful. Great strategy, guys. That's how you're going to win the midterms, especially young American men.
Yeah, they're leaning into crazy. And then meanwhile, Sydney Sweeney, of course, is leaning into the whole thing because she realizes it's pretty hilarious. New video coming out showing her at a shooting range. And
I can't begin to explain this enough. Corporations do not care. They only care about profit. If they think being woke is going to sell jeans, they're going to do the same ad, but with a black person. And then they're going to make the right wing go crazy. Okay. Which, by the way, I brought this up on the podcast Patreon episode as well. I was like, imagine if this was not Sydney Sweeney, but a black person, a black woman saying, these are my superior jeans. What do you think the right wing reaction would be? And that's what it is. It's just like, they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. Corporations don't give a shit. Even right wingers don't necessarily give a shit until they're primed to get mad. Okay. I'm sure there was a similar a similar ad campaign in the past, but ultimately, as long as there isn't like a Matt Walsh and a Tucker Carlson and a Ben Shapiro like constantly gearing people up to lose their minds, they're not going to care. But ultimately, remember, corporations do not care. They do not care. They do not have like, some corporations have like real ideology, like Ben and Jerry's, I would say, is like actually woke, right? They're not fake woke. They're real woke, right? They care about this shit, and they'll put their money where their mouth is every now and then. But ultimately, corporations are only doing this because they think this is how you make money.
knocking up pretty good.
I mean, you love to see it. For me, as a single guy, anytime I see a young woman that can shoot, her value goes up. That means I can take her home to Texas. She understands. That means when I'm away from the family, she's going to protect the family.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it $150, dog. If she's a registered Republican and she's talking about superior genes and shit, I don't think her family's going to be as inviting and as accepting. You know? I don't even know if Sydney Sweeney's like that. I don't know enough. Like, people are saying she's a registered Republican. But if she got like hella Trump supporters in her family, I'm going to keep it $150. They're probably not going to be excited seeing you at their doorstep. You know, at least that's what I know about the common meta. Okay, bro, this is reaching as a jeans ad, not Hitler's manifesto. I don't think you need to be a descendant of Adolf Hitler to be like the average Republican that hates when their blonde daughter dates a black man in Idaho, where she's from. That's just regular racism, you know? Feel me? Yeah, look at Hulk Hogan. Yeah, that kind of racism isn't even just about Republicans either. Democrats do that too. That's just wholehearted, like, real ass American white racism. Homegrown. No wonder there are no black people in this community. There are black people in this community. I don't know why you're saying that. Like, we have the statistics.
And I just think this is beautiful. That they tried to destroy this woman, and her value is going up. She is just not beautiful, but she can shoot too. We're done here. We're done.
Practicing self-defense.
I mean, it's just beautiful. It didn't have to be like this. They could have just allowed American Eagle to have the win. Right. But now they picked the stupid fight, and J.D. Vance is right. And by the way, a good get by Ruthless Bros for getting up with the vice president.
Yeah, that was good.
They didn't learn anything from the election. They have no instincts anymore. It's kind of sad.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian.
Good take, man. Also, she saw the cast of Euphoria last night at the Gaslight. Sydney Sweeney, Hunter Schafer, and Maude Apatow spotted at the karaoke bar last night. So it's good. Maybe this is her way of saying she's not a Trump supporter. I just don't get it. Like, okay. I don't want to be the one who's too woke here, because people are saying Hunter Schafer is white. Y'all are so stupid, man. If she's a Trump supporter and she voted for Donald Trump, that's not just like anti-non-white people. You know that, right? Like, who's the first group of people that Donald Trump's administration went after, chatters? Did y'all forget? Trans women, trans people in general. What the Yeah, Trump literally reset Hunter Schafer's passport to M on the gender marker. Like, that was one of the first things that the administration did. So I don't know how that works. So I don't fully get it. Hunter Schafer is a friend of the show. I will not allow any Hunter Schafer slander. She was literally arrested at a pro-Palestine rally. Okay?
President Trump
That's it. Don't forget that.
tweeted about it, or posted on Truth Social, which also makes its way over to X, the following. This is one of the classic Trump tweets of all time, and that's saying something. Now, he found out that she's a registered Republican. That hit the news this weekend. Sydney Sweeney, a registered Republican, has the hottest ad out there, he writes. It's for American...
I love this dude. Megyn Kelly is so excited at reading a Donald Trump tweet that isn't just like, I love Jeffrey Epstein. He was so handsome. Many of the minors actually wanted him. You know what I mean? Like, she's just like, oh, thank God we can do discourse on some other for once. I will never release the files. All the minors that he stole from me, I wanted to use myself. It's very messed up. He stole the minors from me, so we fought. I'm exaggerating, but only by a little bit, for the record, about the what Donald Trump has said, which is nuts. He did literally say one of the minors, Virginia Jeffrey, he stole from me, from my spa. The minor worked at my spa, the best spa. We have best spa. To spa or not to spa? That is the question. I told him, don't do it again. And then he stole another minor from me. Donald Trump, operator of the greatest spa with a lot of minors, many of which were sex trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein later on. Like, that literally is what he said.
Eagle, and the jeans are flying off of the shelves. Go get 'em, Sydney! Exclamation point. On the other side of the ledger, Jaguar did a stupid and seriously woke advertisement that is a total disaster, in all caps. The CEO just resigned in disgrace, and the company is in absolute turmoil. Who wants to buy a Jaguar after looking at that disgraceful ad? I'll show it to you in a minute, audience. Shouldn't they have learned a lesson from Bud Light, which went woke and essentially destroyed in a short campaign?
I'm glad that this is news now. Like, this is good news. I'm glad that this is what we are covering as news and commentary, all that pertains to culture. Very cool.
The company? The market cap destruction has been unprecedented, with billions of dollars so foolishly lost. Or just look at woke singer Taylor Swift. Here we go, cherry on top. Ever since I alerted the world as to...
That got bro pussy wet. I guess it doesn't work that well when it's a woman that I'm talking about, but like, she's so stoked. She's literally so stoked. She's like, yeah! Taylor Swift destroyed. Sick. Okay. You're like 55 years old, man. Why the f do you care about any of this shit? You've been a political commentator for like longer than I've been alive. Why is this so exciting for you? Oh my God. The leader of the free world is on Taylor Swift. Oh, thank God. Finally.
What she was by saying on Truth that I can't stand her. Hate, in all caps with an exclamation point. She was booed out of the Super Bowl and became no longer hot, in all caps. The tide has seriously turned. Being woke is for losers. Being Republican is what you want to be. Thank you for your attention to this matter. It's the greatest. It's so right. He's right. What did he say that was wrong in there? Absolutely.
Yeah, meanwhile, you go to a Republican town hall, and like the Republican town hall, and you got the Deborahs and the Barbers being like, we will kill you. We will kill you dead with our weapons. We do not even have our weapons, so we will use our hands. If you take away our health care, we will actually shoot you in the streets. And Megyn Kelly's like, yeah, woke is dead. Yeah, definitely. No, definitely. Things are so good. Everyone is so stoked. Yeah, keep talking about Taylor Swift and don't fix the cost of living crisis, which Donald Trump ran on. And people will eventually only focus on this. Yeah, this is a great take, actually. This is Colbert Lovers is exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah, has the energy of Jimmy Kimmel laughter. Lol, Trump, lol, lol. Cooked. All right, here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. Let's pepper in some more Mike Flood moments.
My question is fiscal. With 450 million FEMA dollars being reallocated to open Alligator Alcatraz and 600 million taxpayer FEMA dollars being used to now open more concentration camps and ICE burning through $8.4 million a day to illegally detain people, how much does it cost for fascism? How much do the taxpayers have to pay for a fascist country?
Hell yeah. Bro, this is Nebraska, okay? You understand me? This is Nebraska. This is a Lincoln, Nebraska, Mike Flood town hall. This ain't the DSA. This is not like this is not the woke Maoists getting together. These are Deborahs. These are Barbaras. Yeah, good luck. Yeah, these are corn Karens. Yeah, I love that. I'll be honest. I'm kind of farming this story. Like, people really want to give a hot take on this. I don't care about this, dude. I don't. You can say it's because I think Sydney Sweeney's hot or whatever in your mind, but like, it's just crazy how much people care about this. It's like American politics is so hyper capitalist that like even the anti-administration, anti-establishment political movements are still organized around commodities and around consumption. Like, oh, I'll never buy an American Eagle jean ever again. I'm taking my business to like Aeropostale or Aeropostale, whatever you say it, or Abercrombie and Fitch. This is a very white community. So like a lot of you are not super in tune with what's going on, but like one of the most like impactful, I would say, at least according to FD Signifier, one of the most impactful like boycott movements have been against Target. And why did the unks and the aunties in the black community boycott Target? It's because Target like fired their DEI people, and now it's like they're really mad about Target, okay? And they've been boycotting it. And I know because I've been seeing people yelling at Kai Cenat because he did a collab with Target. And I've been seeing black content creators on TikTok yelling at Kai Cenat, and they're not even like young. They're, Gen X and like elderly millennial black content creators and stuff on social media, just like yelling at Kai Cenat for doing like a tone collab with Target. But even then, even my not so woke friends are boycotting Target. That's what I mean. No, you mean we've been boycotting Target. I mean, I boycott Target every day, but I didn't know about it until FD put me on, Target CEO met with Al Sharpton a few months ago over the boycott. Sharpton led a whole ass march to Costco thanking them for keeping their DEI programs. Anyway, my point is, like, a lot of our political initiatives basically move in the direction of like picking one brand over the next. Like, I wish we could just do more advocacy in the direction of like actual legislation. Is that bad? No, not necessarily. I mean, I have a boycott initiative that I'm obviously fond of, and I actively support it. It's BDS, right? So it's not even necessarily, I don't necessarily have a problem with like boycotting corporations, but like also the BDS initiative, boycott, divestments, and sanctions on Israel, comes from the Palestinian National Council, and it's directed at like specific companies for participating in the apartheid structure or the genocide that Israel is conducting. It's not because they like fired the DEI people. Not to say that like firing the DEI people is not an indication that the company is moving in an anti-woke direction. So there's truth to that as well. But I wish that we would do more political initiatives, both outside of boycotting, because boycotting is only one aspect of BDS, right? Demanding divestments from the state of Israel is another very important one, and demanding sanctions of the state of Israel is another very important one. Without the D and the S, if you're just doing the B, you're not going to get a lot of movement. So I feel like I wish there was more of a, targeted initiative that didn't just like revolve around like one corporation that people are focusing on, but instead like actively pushing for legislation change. Yeah, consumer activism is potentially the weakest form of engagement. The results you get are fickle. Yeah.
Sorry, Sydney, any comments about the ad? That it's being racist.
Thank you.
Look at that movie, Americana.
The White House is reacting to the controversy over Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle ad. The ad's getting attention for its play on the word jeans, as in denim pants, and genes as in genetics. Critics say it plays on themes of eugenics. Now a second ad, this time from Dunkin', is drawing similar scrutiny. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the latest.
Wait, what did Dunkin' Donuts do? Now we got a Dunkin' Donuts ad that's racist? Dunkin' Donuts did one too? Wait, what the
I didn't ask to be the king of summer. It just kind of happened. This tan? Genetics. I just got my color analysis back. Guess what? Golden summer. Literally. I can't help it. Every time I drink a Dunkin' Gold.
What is this? Is this real? No. This is not a real ad, is it? Why are American companies talking about genetics like this, bro? What is happening? What the is going on, dude? Is weeks old. Tap in. I don't see any ads. I don't even run ads. The Fourth Reich is here, and as you say, it's the Burger Reich. Yeah, this is some crazy ass shit, bro. I love my genetics. They're so good and so much better than other inferior species who I don't even want to call human if you really think about it. Like, what the I feel like I'm going crazy. What the was that? What does genetics have to do with Dunkin' Donuts unveiling what I assume is orange juice? What the
This tan? Genetics. I just got my color analysis back. Guess what? Golden summer. Literally. I can't help it. Every time I drink a Dunkin' Golden Hour refresher, it's like the sun just finds me. So if sipping these refreshers makes me the king of summer, guilty as charged. The Golden Hour refresher. Only at Dunkin'.
They just have an investment in terms of, winning over people and assuming that this will drive sales. And they're entertaining this kind of specifically because they believe that this will bring tremendous profits. This will yield tremendous profits in return. That's it. That's the only reason. That's the only reason why people are doing this. Companies are doing this. Companies do not give a about wokeness, and they do not give a about racism either. It's just marketing.
Sydney Sweeney is a registered Republican. I think her ad is fantastic.
The controversy over Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle ad has reached the White House.
My jeans are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has very jeans.
The ad gained attention last month for its play on the word jeans, as in denim pants, and genes, as in genetics. Many saying it plays on the themes of eugenics.
The American eugenics movement in its prime between 1900 and 1940 weaponized the idea of good genes just to justify white supremacism.
My genes are superior, and by that, I mean white with blonde hair.
But some saying that connection may be going too far.
That might be a bit of an overreaction. Although Hitler did briefly model for Mein Comfort fit jeans.
As far as I'm concerned, y'all be looking way too deep into
The controversy has gone political, pitting right-wing.
The nonsense where you are not allowed to ever celebrate someone who is white and blonde and blue-eyed.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Every advertisement, with the exception of Dove or whatever the that really triggers the out of conservatives, has always heavily featured white people. America is majority white. Okay. This is not that's not the reason why people are going, what the is this? Sydney Sweeney has probably done 100 ads before this. The reason why people are going, this is a little weird, is because she is going, I love my jeans. My jeans are great. I love having my jeans are blue. That's it. That's it. And then it's it's unfolded into this larger part of discourse because no one wants to, there's no material changes, no material gains you can